Listen, good morning. Today, man, I'm just gonna just talk whatever's on my mind. Hard time focusing recently. Hard time really getting over things. Sometimes certain conversations create some sort of triggering in anybody, right? Where you become angry or disassociated or upset, sad, happy, joyful. It doesn't matter. How many times have you had conversations where like you've had the conversation and then for weeks after, you just can't shake certain stuff, right? I used to say that certain people, man, they would haunt my mind. They would haunt my dreams. I would have consistent dreams about things. And a lot of it's self-hate. It's self-assessing that is just not done yet. It is not done correctly, right? How many times have we sat here and we've thought about things and your mind starts racing? It's anxiety about what you're thinking about. How many times have you been like, I'm going to do this one thing, and you go to do it, and all of a sudden your mind takes over, and poof, you literally can't deal with it. You can't sit down and say to yourself, I'm going to get this done. I know for me, man, even while I'm talking sometimes to you guys, my mind is going at 100 miles an hour. I have a consistent hard time taking those. I don't even know what it is, man. Is it ideas? Is it thoughts? Is it, movies that replay in my head while I'm talking? It doesn't matter, right? But there's some times where I lose significant amount of focus because I'm just upset, man. I have a lot of shit going on sometimes. Or, sometimes I just can't quiet the noise down. And that noise gets so loud sometimes. And people have a hard time dealing with it. And I think a lot more people have it. They just don't recognize what it is. I think a lot of people, they hammer through life. I want to explain this. My life at one time was 100 miles an hour for a better part of 10 years probably, man. And I'm talking about wild stuff. I'm talking about working multiple jobs, playing legitimate sports, training for those legitimate sports, training with somebody else to get them better. Also, multiple people in my life and relationships and things. And you're maintaining this every single day, day after day, trying to sleep, trying to do this, trying to manage all of these things, right? And a lot of the time, even when speaking to certain people or, a therapist or friends that have known me most of my life, they know and they say, how the hell? I don't even know how you were able to maintain that lifestyle. How did you even maintain the fact that you were able to do all of those things day after day after day for 10 years? And I think a lot of the time we have things, and mental health is huge, and there's times where you have some mental health disorders or something that do help you achieve things. Not always saying they're good things, right? Like living that kind of lifestyle was not healthy at all. And a really good person in my life, and I can honestly say this, a really good person in my life one time said to me, there's no way you're going to maintain this. If you keep doing this, you're going to lose everything. You can't keep living like this. You need to take a step back. You need to know what you want in life. And man, did that come true in one of the hardest ways, right? And I always say, you can push as hard as you want to. You think that you can control life. I always say, you can control it. Until I started to realize you have no control. Your mind, because of all the racing and all the things that you're doing, you go and you do all of these things. This goes for people who are huge into really high demand things, right? Or you see those people who work 3 and 4 jobs. They're always working. And people always say, Dan, why are they always working? Why are they always doing this? I'm going to tell you, man, it's because of the fact that if they didn't, their mind wouldn't be able to maintain themselves. They have too many thoughts at once. Their mind is going too fast. And if they don't do these things to slow it down, they're not going to be able to continue through life the way they are. And I know for me, when I'm in high stress involvement, when I was playing all those sports, you're talking full pads, hitting, training 3-4 days a week, still working all the time. You're doing that two jobs and you're all these relationships and you're trying to make time and you're still hitting the weight 7 days a week while still practicing, while still training other people. That is unsustainable, bud. Unsustainable. But all of that really significant stress, it's stress really is what that is. It almost focuses your mind, right? It's like a poor man's stimulant for some people, right? And you end up chasing, you know? And I'm going to talk about that in another one. Chasing that dopamine and not realizing it. But for now, the idea that all of these high stressors and the focus they bring in your life and how sometimes you have a hard time dealing with it, it's because if you look at your life and you said to yourself, man, I used to be so active, I used to do all these things. I'm not saying they were good things. I know for me they weren't good things, right? Super negative, right? But my mind was creating an idea that all of these things were needed to make me better and be the best ever. When in reality, on the outside, maybe you thought you were the best because you could do all of these things, but internally, you were absolutely destroying everything about yourself, man. And I'm talking about your soul, your emotions, your mentals, all of it, bud. You were destroying it, thinking that, oh, I feel better. You only felt better because of the dopamine that you were getting from all of that ridiculous shit. Yeah, it's gonna make you feel better. That's why you get a like on a photo, you get matched on a dating app. All of a sudden you like, I'm good, I'm feeling good. 3 minutes later, oh, man, life is rough. That type of change is because your dopamines are firing off, your brain's 1,000 miles an hour, you can't keep things together, it's all over the place. Hell, even sometimes when I'm talking to you, my mind is in other shit and I may not always make the same sense all the time when I'm talking to you. But it's rough. And you have to do a big self-assessment to say to yourself, what the hell is going on? If I can't focus on, finishing my shower, or I can't focus on getting a workout in because halfway through a workout, I'm checking my phone, or my mind is racing to other stuff, you need to go harder in the gym. Unfortunately, you need to pound out what is going on, because if you start losing that focus, you're going to get messed up. Once you're done, reevaluate yourself and say, okay, all right, what were the thoughts today? Write them down. Yeah, write them down. I say it all the time. You got to journal, man. You got to sit down and say, these are my thoughts. I write a letter whenever I can. I write a letter. It's a letter to somebody. And for me, sometimes it helps me get things out on paper that even with me talking to you, I maybe can't get out. But a lot of people suffer from this idea that they don't know what's going on, and they try to pile shit in to calm the noise down, when in reality the noise is nothing but something they need to just understand about themselves and adjust behaviors, and it should calm some of the noise down. Now, it doesn't always help, and sometimes, man, you need extra stuff, man. You need therapy, you need medications, you need whatever. That's perfectly fine, man. I think that's a super appropriate thing, especially if you've tried to put the work in, you've tried to change behaviors, you've done everything that you're supposed to do. And there's times where you're gonna feel like, man, if I step back into that behavior, if I step back into that lifestyle, I'm gonna feel better, I'm gonna do better. It's only 5 minutes, it doesn't matter, man. It's just this quick thing, it's a quickie, man. Nah, dude, it's going to keep destroying you. And you're going to keep getting those racing thoughts. Because another aspect to those racing thoughts, another reason why sometimes I think people haunt my dreams and why I think things haunt me is it's forgiveness, man. And I don't have it. I don't. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't have it. I don't, because I don't know if I've forgiven myself for things in my lifestyle, in my life, and years, right? Like, you have to forgive yourself for anything that you've ever done. You have to let yourself understand that, hey, you're good. You messed up a little bit, but it's all right. You got to forgive, man. Forgive. You don't got to forget, but forgive, man. You got to, I could tell you that I run with so much hatred sometimes. And I've gotten so much better. I used to live every part of my life with hatred. Every part, every single thing I did. The only reason why I was so good at doing it was because I had so much hatred at the time that it was such a good driver. It made me push through, right? Yeah, you remember? Like the Michael Jordan, I took it personally. That's me living life every day, all the time, every single thing. Everything that happened to me, I took it personally, created hatred out of it, and then pushed through and said, yeah, now I can do this. Not realizing that all that hatred is just negativity. You spitting venom out to everybody around you, and they ain't gonna wanna be around you. And sometimes it's irreversible, the shit that you do. It's a shame. Like I said, I never believed that things should be irreversible. I just don't, man. I believe that there's so much loss in this world. There's so much things that we lose all the time. That the why should things be irreversible if you can be a better person, right? But they are. Things that you've done, sometimes you can't come back from. And it is what it is, man. That's other reasons or other situations that dictate if it comes back. You can't control things that come back into your life. And the hatred that you have because you can't control it is so demeaning on yourself and internally because you can't change it. You could be upset. Be mad, dude. Cry. Be upset. It's all right. Be upset. I get it. It's a sad thing when you lose shit. It's a sad thing when your racing thoughts take over and you don't know what to do and you're making bad choices. It's okay to be sad about it. But if you keep committing the same shit over and over and over again, it's not going to get you anywhere. So you have to say to yourself, all right, well, I'm gonna be better, and take all those thoughts and write them down. If you have a thought and all of a sudden you have this huge cascade of stuff, write them down. Okay, I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah. Boom. And then look at every single one of them and say to yourself, all right, well, this, and this, it isn't pertaining to anything right now. Like, bro, if you worried about, tax season and it's December, what are you going to do? You still got 2-3 months. What are you going to do, right? If you're worrying about your house, right, remodeling your shower, but you're at work and you work 2 hours away, what are you going to do right now? Nothing. Write it down. All right, this isn't a priority, but I'm going to write it down for me to evaluate tomorrow. I'm going to put it in my phone calendar. Then in the morning, I'm going to go ahead and, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm going to check that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. You can do that. Racing thoughts are horrible. It's a horrible thing to have to deal with. It's horrible that you got to do crazy ass physical shit to try to beat them down. But do you? Not always, man. You can work on it. Write it down. All those ideas are in your brain for your mind has created some reason why they're remembering it. Something might haunt you, and if it's haunting you and you think you need forgiveness for it, then forgive. Ask them for forgiveness. If they forgive you, they say they do. You may hate them. You may be upset with them. You may never want to see them again, or you might want to see them again. If you are upset at a job and the job treated you badly, forgive the fact that the job did you that way. Look at yourself. Did you do anything wrong? If you did, own up and then forgive. If you didn't, forgive the fact that stuff happens. That is life. Nothing is fair. But all of those thoughts, you've got to do something with them. Hell, I know for me, sometimes when I start this video, I might be a little slow at first to try to really hone in, and then I'm going to just talk to you, right? It's the same concept because I have a lot of noise, and then it calms down and I can really start to just talk, and then I can spread it out a little bit. Sometimes I get off topic. And it's okay to get off topic. It's okay for those things to happen. But sometimes, man, you gotta talk. You gotta let it out, man. I mean, for me, this shit don't mean nothing. I don't, hell, I don't even care. I get 3 views, 4 views, 5, 1, no views, man. Who gives a shit? This is my way to talk it out. This is my way to create some sort of, I don't know, man, organization or something. That hell, maybe I can look back in a couple years and say, damn, bro, what was you doing? Yeah, man, you was all out the way. Now you not. Look at how much better of a person you are. Look at how much better you've done. Before you were hatred. Now you love. That's all you can do, man. Don't be scared of it, but be attentive to it. And do what it needs to do to keep your mental stuff right. Yeah. Just keep after it, man. Stay up today. All right, God bless every one of you.